Good evening and welcome to Mr. Wilson Live. I am a little confused as to whether this is the start of a year or the end of a year. On this Sunday, the 12th, we will be celebrating 1 year of teaching online. I have a very interesting lineup today, and I am really happy to share this evening with you. You are seeing Anna here, and he's the co-host, and he just want to be here. It's been a while since he would have seen you. I am seeing Jawawan online. I'm seeing Audrey. Let me say Audrey. I am seeing these two persons online. We're still waiting on the exam results. I spoke to CSEC today, and when I called the office, I was told that papers are still being marked. So we understand that it's a whole lot of work, and CXC is working seriously so as to ensure that the grades are ready for the end of September, October, thereabout. So we know that they are working, and we also know that this year is marred with a whole lot of uncertainty, as we saw with years before. I want to make a suggestion before I dive right into the lesson. And my suggestion to parents and students is not to wait for your various or respective Ministry of Education or Health to say that school will open, because we don't know for sure that that will happen. In Jamaica, we now have the COVID-19, we have the Delta, we have the Mu, and things just keep changing pretty fast around us. Because things are changing so fast, there is one thing that is constant, and that constant thing is the fact that the exam is in front of us. It will come someday, some way, we will have to face that reality. The fact that we have to face that reality, then we must be prepared. The fact that we have to face that reality, that we must be prepared. We really don't want to wait on the last month or the last minute to try to find some past papers or to try to find a lecturer or a teacher who will go the extra mile. We want to ensure that we have friends. We want to ensure that we have persons who are traveling the same path, the same journey that we're traveling, so that we can get to those exams really confident and leaving those exams, acing the exams. For those persons who log on to my channel, I'm usually confident that they are pretty much on the right path and they're going to be acing these exams. Because it doesn't take a person who wants to fail to log on to my channel at 7 o'clock in the night, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. Persons have other things that they could do with their time. So for persons who log on to my channel, I know they're at the right place. I know that I have students who want to learn. And because we have students who want to learn and we want to teach, we are doing our best to ensure that you are well engaged. With that said, not everybody is here as yet. Remember that you have a due responsibility, I like to say, invite others to join the live. Now, I must remind us before we move any further into the lesson, we are trying to engage our learners on all the social media platforms. We are trying to engage our learners on all the social media platforms. So I am now on TikTok. If you go to TikTok and you type in, if you watch a video I released today, you'll see all the addresses for all that we do. And I'm going to ask you to watch it sometime in the show today. It's Human and Social Biology 2020 Facts. So it's the Human and Social Biology Exam 2020 Facts. I'll give you the link in the chat in a short while. But I am on TikTok as CSEC Biology TCP. We're on Facebook as Mr. Wilson Live or Ricardo's Wilson. Forgive me, I am not so au fait over there, but we have a lot of videos over there just to see. We are on YouTube at CSEC Biology TCP. And of course, you know that we have live. We're on the live now. And of course, I have my little host, and I, co-host, who's here every now and then trying to make sure that things are going well. We are also on Amazon. We have some lab books on Amazon. We have modified the lab books that you are accustomed to. We have biology, physics, chemistry, integrated science, agriculture. Did I miss any of them? We have all those, and we have somewhat modified these books to ensure that we are catering for your need. One might ask, what is different about your lab books on Amazon, Mr. Wilson? Let me treat with biology. For biology, we would have entered in this book exactly how to calculate your grades for CXC from SBA to paper 2 to paper 1 and what your final score will be. So when your teacher gives you that SBA grade, you could pretty much plug it into our formula and find out what do I need to do, how much I need to gain in order to get that grade. For the agriculture book, we have looked at the cost analysis that is there and a number of form records. For physics, we are looking at some of the more troublesome topic to enter into that book. It's up, but we're still not sure. We're looking at some stuff. We want to hear some persons, what the views of students, and then we put that bit in the book. Chemistry, it's all up, ready to go. So online now, we have biology, and we have the others coming pretty soon. So you want to go over there on Amazon, type in Ricardus Wilson, as is in the video we produced today, and find those books. So a lot said there. Be reminded to like, share, and of course, subscribe. For those persons in Yonderland, a special event to you. You are at the right place. We're talking about CSEC biology, CSEC human and social biology, and we don't want you to come when it is late. All you need to do is to get yourself a YouTube account, come on over, subscribe, share, click the like button that we can move fast across the Caribbean. Persons will be able to find the channel early so that we can have this big room and get ready for the exam. So I'm seeing some of my fans here, persons who are always here with me. Good night, Adrian. How are you doing? Wherever you are, good night, good night. I'm missing you a whole world lot. All right. Brown, also good night. How you doing? I do hope that all is fine. Jawawan, big up yourself. How you doing over there? And I'm seeing Khan. These are all persons that I would have known, I would have seen from last year. Good night, and how are you doing? I know that you're waiting on the result. We are looking tonight at the new HSB syllabus. I did do a review on the syllabus some time ago, but I'm going to be going a little deeper into the syllabus. I'm going to be sharing with you the link for those persons who would not have watched the live we have done already. Sorry, the publication we did. Just give me a second. The publication that we did today. That's the first video for September. I don't know if it's the end of the year or the start of the year, but we did something today for the HSB students. We were looking at some 10 facts. We're going to be putting out other videos around the syllabus to ensure that you master that exam. So we looked at 10 facts that are associated with the new syllabus, things that you need to know getting into the exam. There are persons who are asking, the students who are doing HSB for January, will we have to do a SBA? The answer is no. The syllabus becomes effective May, June. So I would have sent you just now, if you look in the chat, there's a link for the video I sent earlier. I suggest that you click on that. You could go and watch the video now. It's about 6-7 minutes. Watch that video. I want to talk about that video that we sent out today. And why I want to talk about that video, I have come to realize that students are misinformed where biology versus HSB is concerned. For those persons who would have checked out tertiary institution, you are going to study and you have done HSB, I want you to tell me what it is that is required by tertiary institution that are doing science, that are doing the science program. Are they accepting HSB as a science program? Are they accepting HSB? And why I'm asking about accepting HSB, I would have heard senior persons at school saying that they are now the same. Biology and HSB is the same. Let me tell you from my experience, from my reading, from my knowing about biology, environmental science, and HSB. HSB and biology, they are still not the same. HSB and biology, they are still not the same subject. So no student should think that it is optional to do biology versus HSB. From what I would have seen with the requirements for the SBA, biology is still the premier life science, so to speak, at CXC. When you look at the syllabus for HSB, you'll see it in the video I produced today, you will realize that the syllabus is telling us that the HSB exam prepares students primarily for 4 areas, or areas that would be attached to these 4 areas. Now, the 4 areas are, we'll start with allied science. Allied science. Is it allied? Is it allied? Right. Allied science. And it's from, I'm coming directly from the, don't you hear me asking over there? I'm asking another teacher. You hear me asking? I'm coming directly from the syllabus. Now, allied science has nothing to do with nursing. Allied science has nothing to do with dentistry. Allied science has nothing to do with medicine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you to just pop out your cell phone or pop out another electronic device, and I want you to type into Google allied science and find out what it means. You'll realize that if your intent is to do nursing, you still would, it would not be so much of a wise idea based on what the syllabus is saying for you to do HSB. The preferred exam for you would have been biology. However, I will continue to say to my students or my learners, wherever you plan to study, make sure you call this institution and find out what is the requirement to join your program of choice. So if you are going to do nursing, find out if HSB is accepted. If you are going to do dentistry, find out if HSB is accepted. I'm going to be reading in a short while. But based on what is written in the revised syllabus, it says that the syllabus is preparing students for allied health, physical education, food and nutrition, and social work. So if you are going to be taking on a journey in any of these fields, then doing HSB is the ideal subject. Let us look at something else. When we look at the format of the SBA or the lab that is now, you will realize that the SBA, or what is being assessed for SBA, it is pretty much a research, something more like social work. You are going out into the field to do a research, pretty much like social study or something like that. Yes, the HSB students are going to be doing some lab science. Yes, you are going to be doing some lab science. And I'm happy to report to you that all the labs that you are supposed to do, they are already on my channel. All the labs that you are supposed to do, we would have done the virtual labs and they're on the channel. The modules are not on the channel, but all the labs that you are supposed to do, and we're going to be talking about the labs later on in this session. So I sent you the link for you to go and watch that video. For those persons who are doing HSB for the first time, this is the first publication, so to speak. We have looked at 10 facts on the new syllabus, and we are going to be doing some more facts on the new syllabus. We are going to be doing about 4 videos on the new syllabus, just to ensure that when you dive into this water, you know exactly what you are getting in. We're having some other persons joining the group. Hibbert, Harbert, is it Hibbert or Harbert? Forgive me. Good evening. Watson, good evening. And Jawawan, she spoke to somebody. Empress, good night. And I'm seeing Sutherland, good night. Good night, sir. New and from Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to the show. We're really happy to have you. We do hope that you're always going to be here. In short order, we will tell you what days we will be on for the live. I must also pause to remind persons that we have a paid version that will be live come this Monday. That you can sign up, pay, and go to classes for biology, HSB, and CXC English. We are working on other teachers for other areas. But one of the things about us, we are building a brand and we are looking for the best teachers to teach. All right. So we have teacher for English, we have teacher for bio, we have teacher for HSB, and we have teachers for lower school science as well. So if you have kids doing probably, if you're in Jamaica and you're doing like GNAT or you're in grade 7, yes, we have teachers for that. We're going to be rolling out, and as you know about Mr. Wilson, we're going to be using PowerPoint. We're going to be using text. We're going to be using videos. We're going to be using animation. For those persons who would have seen my flagship video, which is of course characteristic of living things, students who are doing biology, just let me pause here. We have two characteristics of living things video. We have one for biology and one for HSB. We find that the HSB characteristic of living things is a video that is watched right through the ear. We watch the videos, we have it right through the ear. We have characteristic also of living things also on TikTok. So for those persons who are on TikTok, please go over to TikTok and start follow. What we tend to do, I'm a little all over the place, but just follow. What we tend to do on TikTok is to teach a lesson using 3 minutes to 60 seconds or 60 seconds to 3 minutes. I will try to use some amount of humor teaching the lesson. I will try to use some amount of humor teaching the lesson. So we try to teach a lesson. I don't know if it's a nice place to go. Like the man or the woman on the road will talk about the lesson. So we apply the lesson to real life on TikTok. 3 minutes teaching characteristic of living things. I think we took 60 seconds to teach characteristic of living things on TikTok. So you want to follow us over there. If you want a summary, if you are a teacher and you need an introduction to a lesson, go to our TikTok videos. They are going to be good, they're going to be short, they're going to touch exactly what you want to touch, exactly how to start your class, exactly get those students thinking. What is he talking about? What do you understand from what he said? We would have touched content from the syllabus. So we touch a lot of things there. We have, like we said earlier, we have these lessons, the platform coming live. That is the teachable platform will be live on Monday, and all the payment plan, all the payment arrangements will be explained. You can pay in part, you can pay in full, you can pay for a course, you can pay for one-on-one, you can pay for the SBA, you can pay for the alternative to SBA, paper 3, you can pay for a whole load of stuff. What we're trying to do is to reach you. So what you can afford, there will be something there for you. And if there's nothing there for you, just write us send us an email. It is extreme solutions at extremesolutionja at gmail.com. Extreme Solutions at Gmail, extremesolutionja at gmail.com. It is in the link that I sent to you just now for the video I'd asked you to watch. So we are already going. Might I point out for those persons who are new or persons who would have had bad experiences with online teaching? Once you pay for the class, my teachers cannot or will not say to you, I had no internet or I had no electricity, so the class is missed. If a teacher does not turn up for the class today, the lesson must be taught tomorrow or whenever else the teacher comes available or the platform is up. So we are not going to be giving you any excuse that no internet and whatever, whatever, whatever. You are paying for a fixed amount of time, and the fixed amount of time you will be getting. You have my word on that. All right? Great. So let me look at some other things that are being said here. But sir, even if it's two different subjects, right? Is there anything I can learn in biology that I can learn in HSB? Of course. Of course. We have been teaching both biology and HSB together What I do on YouTube is to go through both syllabus and teach them at the same time. So yes, you could go to a biology class and learn a lot about HSB. You could go to a HSB class and learn a lot about biology. But if you were supposed to look at both syllabus, they have a little difference here and there. All right. And these little differences are usually covered on your exam. So I am not saying that you should not look at the exam paper for biology. In a matter of fact, I have been saying since last year, if you are doing biology, work some HSB past paper. If you are doing HSB, work some biology past paper. Because some of the questions are exactly the same question. The same question you have in biology, it's the same question you have in HSB. So I strongly suggest that if you are practicing, you work both papers. Yes, I have been saying that since last year. What I'm saying, as it were, for the exams not being the same, I just want to ensure that you are not studying for X and at the end of X, you will have to pay to do Y. When you could have used the time that you spent to study for X to do Y. Understand? That's what I'm saying. So you want to do medicine? I don't want you to study HSP. Yeah, you're going to learn a lot about disease. And if you have the money and the time and you are really, really bright and all of that, then you can do them both. That's fine. But what I'm saying to those persons who have a limited resource, as in time and money, make sure you know what is it that is needed before you dive into that water. Hey, Shania Green, how you doing? Otisha, big up yourself. Welcome to the show. Alexander, welcome to the show. Good night. I'm from Jamaica. It's Joel Alexander. It is not Alexander. It's not Alexander from Tarrant. No. All right, great. All right. Empress, what's the difference between HSB and bio? I like that question. All right. We could look at the difference between HSB and bio. In the sense that we could look at the syllabus or we could look at the content that is assessed. So I'm just going to break it down very, very simple for you. Biology looks a lot at plants, animals, and the environment. Plants, animals, and the environment. Environmental science, oh, sorry, HSB, I teach so many subjects. Human and social biology looks a lot at human and human interaction with the environment. Human, what's happening with you, how you interact with each other, how you interact with the environment. Do we have interaction with the environment in biology? Yes. Yes. But when we look at diseases, we look at more diseases and more in depth at disease when we look at HSB. Sewage, we look more at sewage when we look at HSB. So that is the real difference there. When you look at the labs, you are going into the lab to test things, as it were, for biology. When you look at the labs for HSB, yes, you are doing some tests. It might be the right time for me to tell you about the labs for HSB. And I have my syllabus here. It is in Appendix 2. Where is Appendix 2? Just give me a second and I'll tell you the labs for HSB. I'm going through my syllabus. I'm actually skipping through in that somebody asked. All right, so for the new syllabus, if you want to know the labs, and these labs are not the SBA labs, so to speak. Appendix 2, these labs are not the SBA labs. These are just some activities that you need to know. They were always there as part of the syllabus. Some teachers choose to teach it. Some teachers tell students to go and read. Mr. Wilson is saying you might not be in school, but Mr. Wilson, with 13 years of experience, did some animation that will be able to help you. So they are on my channel. They are called biology experiments. I'm going to duplicate them and put them as HSB because I realize that you will watch them on HSB. So let me just tell you, for the person who would have asked what's the difference between bio and HSB, I'm answering that question. So I'm going to be looking at some labs that you need to cover for HSB. Now, let us look at section A, which looks at living organism and the environment. Now, this is required for both biology and HSB. This activity. So it's you're supposed to draw a label cell, and cell structure from electron microscope with a magnification of X2000 of a prepared slide. So you could prepare a slide or you could use it from a pre-prepared slide and you are going to draw particular cells from what you have seen under the microscope. The bio students are supposed to do that as well. And that is why when you get your HSB exam, sometimes you're seeing a micrograph and some persons are not familiar with it because probably the teacher did not look at that. What your teacher did was just to look at some pictures of some cells as they were drawn in your various textbook. The other thing that they are asking us to do, they are saying that we should prepare slides or micrograph of different tissue. All right. For example, we should look at the blood, we should look at the muscle, we should look at the nerve, and we should look at, of course, other connective tissue. That's in the syllabus. That was always there. The other thing we're supposed to do for section A. Now, those two things I read a while ago, they are not on my channel. They are not on my channel, but you'll have access to them. Just follow me and you'll have access to them. All right. Another thing we're supposed to do, we're supposed to experimental activity to demonstrate osmosis and diffusion in living cells. We have a whole lot of animation and osmosis, active transport, diffusion on my channel. You can go and do these labs if your school is not in session as yet. You still can start it. You are on Mr. Wilson's channel. Another thing you are supposed to do, you are supposed to look at osmosis, the effect of different concentration on plant tissue. So once you hear that, you know you're talking now about isotonic, hypertonic, hypotonic, all that is explained on my channel already. You are supposed to look at diffusion in liquid, diffusion of liquid in liquid, and diffusion of solid in liquid. That is already on my channel. You can go there and watch it. We have done animations for that, and we have done actual labs to meet the requirements of the CXC. They are on my channel. All we have just read about osmosis and diffusion, those are also a part of biology. So if we want to compare them, this is one place where they intercept for the mass persons. Simple starch test of a variegated leaf and non-variegated leaf. We have done several labs on photosynthesis. Several. All this you can find there as animation, and we have also done these labs as real actual labs, and we'll be doing more this year. Another lab that you need to do for HSB, field study of a terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. For those persons who were following me right after the CSEC exam, you would have seen, did I put out that video? The video with the food chain. We did the video, did we? I don't know how many persons have been following. I think we did a video with the food chain. But what they're asking us here, you can't go outside now. So we have a video with the quadrant that we are going to be adding the food chain to, but we also have an animation with a food chain. If it's not on the wall yet, somebody just inbox me and say, sir, put up the video, because I did the video already. I would have done several videos, but they are not up. So they want us to do food chain, but they want you to go outside and check it out. And if you are following the characteristic of living things and you watch those videos, you could build a food chain from that video. But we're going to be giving you a video that is both aquatic, and we're going to be giving you one that is terrestrial. That is both biology and HSB again. Other thing, I could look at it. Another thing we're supposed to do is starch test, iodine test. So what we're doing here, this is now nutrition. We're going to be testing food to find out what they contain, what contains starch, that type of a thing. The various food tests we're supposed to be doing. So all these are on my channel already. The test for starch, test for protein, test for reducing sugar. Oh, we did the non-reducing sugar, but this is not uploaded. So somebody need to hold me responsible and get me to get these things up. We did it. The non-reducing sugar, it was the last lab I wrote. All right. Fat test. The fat test, oh my, it's a wonderful test. We did both fat tests and they are on the channel, and this is for both biology and HSB. And I think they are in the lab, the biology experiment. Everything we are giving you now is experiment. So when you go to the class, you're ahead of the class. We did both the emulsion tests and we did the grease spot test. The emulsion test is beautiful because we got that beautiful color that we have not seen for quite a while. So it is really detailed done. We really did put some work in it. It's detailed. You want to go on over and look at both fat tests. When you're looking at fat tests, don't just look at the grease spot. Make sure you look at the emulsion test as well. We have them both on the channel. So all the food tests, they are there already. So those persons who are waiting on Mr. Wilson to start, the information is there already. Let me continue. They want us to look at experiment to determine the effect of temperature and pH on potato and liver. To determine the effect of temperature and pH on potatoes and liver. Once it's talking about potato and liver and temperature and pH, they're talking about enzymes. Yeah, they're talking about enzymes. Oh no, I don't have any enzyme lab there. But if those persons who were following me as I was preparing persons for the exam, I would have done a number of past papers with enzymes, and it is well explained. But of course, we could do an animation. To write an animation for this is very, very easy. All right, so we could do an animation for that. So you'll probably see it in the paid version. Don't know where you'll see it. I am taking counsel from my management team. All right. So enzyme, we're supposed to look at that as a lab, not too bad, potato and liver. We're supposed to construct a module. Now, we have not done that, but we are going to be gathering, we are going to be coming together one evening with the tissue and the paper mache and the glue. We are going to be making models of well, this one is the balloon and the plastic bottle and the straw, the breathing system. We have to do that model, so we'll have to work on that and make sure that it works. All right. So we are going to gather here one day and we are going to do this thing and it must work. Another thing, another model that we need to make, we're supposed to investigate breathing rates before and after exercise. So that is respiration. So for HSB, it's very important. This is not so much for the bio student. For HSB, it's very important that you look at that graph that deals with vital capacity. It's very important that you know that graph. Very, very important. All right. We're supposed to now investigate, oh, we did that already, demonstrate the knee-jerk effect. All right. The knee-jerk effect, that is sensitivity and coordination. We'll talk about that. And once you see the knee-jerk effect, we are talking now about reflex action. So I want us to look at the knee-jerk effect, and we are supposed to construct an experiment investigating reaction time. Usually we use a ruler and we drop it through the hand and that type of thing. We'll do these labs. I'll do these labs with you here, and I'll also do some animation. All right. We're coming down to the end of the labs that we're supposed to be doing. And these are not your SBA labs, but these are labs that are always on your exams. All right. We're supposed to construct a module to look at DNA and chromosome. You realize that when you get to this exam, you cannot define a chromosome because you were told that chromosome is a culture of protein, and that is not the definition that CXC is looking for. So that we'll have to do some work with. All right. Another thing we need to do a module that to demonstrate mitosis. I will have to do modules to demonstrate meiosis. All right. So those are module, paper mache, whatever. We'll have to work on how we're going to get that done. And then the last thing that we're supposed to do, we're supposed to investigate and compare. We have a lab for this. Discontinuous and continuous variation. We have a lab for that. And persons who know me when it comes to genetics, that is the area I sort of like. I have fallen prey to genetics. I even talk a lot about paternity fraud. I would have done a lot of work on that. So that is my baby. So that's the difference there between bio and HSB. I will look at the lab there, but the content, you'll have to stay with us. And as we go through the content, usually I say, this is bio, this is HSB, and this is where they intercept as we go along. Watson, sir, do you know teacher that teach chemistry just like you, someone to teach exactly like you? We are working on finding a chemistry teacher with a lot of life, a short pass chemistry teacher. Give me some time. If we find somebody, they'll be on the teachable platform. No need to worry. We are working on that as we speak. We're trying to get a physics teacher. The physics teacher is in another parish. The physics teacher is supposed to get back to me. All right. So you can ask me when you get here if there's nothing new. If I don't give you any feedback on that. All right. Thanks for clarifying that because I have a biology book and now starting HSB, but I didn't have the HSB book, so I just wanted to know. This, I didn't get this book to promote, but just let me show you. Give me 1 second, I'm going to get a book to show you. Kingston Bookshop, if you are watching, you know, you need to give me some love. All right, all right, all right. All right, so for the persons who need to give me some love, let me talk about it first. Macmillan, you need to give me some love. I'm doing some work here for you. Phil God and Neva Miles, you need to give me some love. And probably Dr. Mike Taylor need to give me some love because I'm doing some advertisement here for you. Now, there's a new HSB book on the market. This is it. So the HSB book that you were using before, this book is written pretty much for the new HSB syllabus. This book is written for the new HSB syllabus. I don't know if you want me to just put it up a little closer. Kingston Bookshop, Macmillan, you need to reach out to me. We need to have some conversation to see what we can do together. All right. Now, I don't want to do a review on the book as yet. I am not going to be giving you my views about the book, but what I can tell you, this book was written for the new syllabus. All right. So I know we had an older one last year, and when we go to school on rental, some persons might get the old book. But ask the book room person if you can get a copy of the new book. This is a new book, and it has been approved by the Ministry of Education in Jamaica. All right. So I see that Sutherland is saying that I'm going out to get a book. Sutherland, you're going to need a HSB book. Yes, you can pass the exam with a biology book, but you might not be able to ace the exam using a biology book. All right, Daly. Good evening, sir. From Jamaica. Big up yourself. All right. Well, oh, it sounds so like work. What sound like work now, Gray? Talk to me. Tell me exactly. Let me see if I am the person doing the wrong thing here. Guys, kindly like. All right. Yes, please be reminded to like, share, subscribe. Make the numbers go up. We need the numbers to go up. The numbers is not up. Guys, they need to do your work. All right, Empress. Okay, thank you for the info. Want to get into medicine. So just figuring out which to do or if to do both. If you can manage both, do both. But if you are going into medicine, it's biology. Yes, we do biology here. It's just that HSB is a new syllabus, and I really wanted to get the students off on a right footing before we actually start teaching. All right. So we're going to be doing a lot of groundwork, and we look at the psychosocial need of persons and all of that. We chat a little bit, and after we chat a little bit, then we get into the thing. So it's not really class, it's just setting that foundation to get moving. All right, let me read what we have here. Me, any teacher for geography and agri-science? Yes, we have teacher for agri-science. Are you looking for paid teachers or YouTube teachers? If you are looking for paid teacher, it's different than if you are looking for YouTube teachers. All right, because we're going to be doing past papers on agri, but I'm not too on YouTube, past papers on agri, but I'm not too sure if we are going to be teaching agri. However, on the paid version, if you have interest over there, then of course it's very easy. You are paying so we can get you a teacher. All right, great. It's not so difficult to get agri teacher. We have great agri teacher every turn you turn. Probably they are the greatest teachers in the world. I know somebody's going to hit me for that, but whatever. That's my opinion. It might not be facts, but I just felt like saying that. All right, great. So just stick with me. Remember that if you want to really be a part of our paid program, just send me a mail at extremesolutionsja@gmail.com. Send me an email there and we can start a conversation to your success. For those persons who reach out to me who want to assist with funding the program that we can have the best software and reach you on YouTube, however you want us to reach you. If you want to reach me, it's very easy to reach me via Western Union. If you want to reach me by Western Union, my name is Recardus Wilson. I'll spell it for you. RECORDUSWILSON. All right, Recardus Wilson. That is my name. So if you want to make a donation to the program through Western Union because you don't want to have the wallet fill out, Ricardo's with Western Union. And where am I in Jamaica? KINGSTON. All right, great. So when you send the money to Western Union to support the program, please also send me an email at extreme, TREME. That's how we spell it, extreme solution. Extreme Solutions JA at gmail.com. All right. So it's extreme TREME. That's the domain we could have gotten. Extreme Solutions JA at gmail.com. So when you send your donation because you like what we did or you like what we're doing, and you would have sent it via Western Union, that's my name, Ricardus Wilson. I am in Kingston, and that's fine. Meek, you said paid. Oh, you want paid, so you want that person over. All right, if you want it paid, Meek, please send me an email so that I can provide you with feedback. All right. I can tell you what will happen when and where. All right. Please send me an email at Extreme Solution. So all those persons who want to be a part of our paid package, you want to find a good teacher, send me an email. When you send the email, please tell me what grade you are in, what subject you want to do, and if possible, you can tell me which Caribbean island you are. It's very important for me to know that because I know that we start to talk a little different. All right. Great. So that out of the way, we have made mention of a lot of things. I wanted to talk just a little bit more about the SBA for HSB. SBA for HSB. The SBA for HSB, there is something that stood out when I looked at the syllabus, and it is almost for all the exams. If you write more than 1,000 words, not including your graph and your data presentation stuff, if you write more than 1,000 words, the teacher is supposed to penalize you. All right. So I am going to be just reading from the syllabus for you, for those persons who are doing HSB for the project. Of course, I'm going to be helping you through with the project, but I'm just going to be reading from the syllabus for you. Most persons never ever get the opportunity to read from the syllabus. So it's a CXC syllabus, and I'm on page 35, and the syllabus can be found at www.cxc.org. So it said every candidate who enters for CXC, Human and Social Biology examination, must submit a report on a project. Student may work individually or in groups together to gather the data. Each candidate must be identified on the report. The report should not exceed 1,000 words, excluding bibliography, charts, graph, tables, pictures, reference, and appendix. So these are not included in the 1,000 words. Wherever a report exceeds the maximum length for the project by more than 150 words, the teacher must impose a penalty of 10% of the score. So if you have more than 150 words, than that 1,000 words that you're supposed to have for the project, your teacher must take off 10%. Of course, the teacher will be working with you, and because you are typing it on the computer, you will have your word count, so you will know exactly what you are doing right and what you are doing wrong. But it's always very, very important that we understand the layout of our SBA. Because not knowing the layout of the SBA for whatever subject, this could negatively impact your grade. Not knowing the layout, it could negatively impact your grade. So let us look at what is expected of us when we prepare that report for the Human and Social Biology SBA. So it says the format of the report, and remember I am on page 35. The format of the report. A student report should be presented electronically. So you must present it in soft copy and should comprise the following components in the order described below. Before I get to the order described below, let me tell you something. Everybody who has, or anyone who has ever studied, anyone who would have prepared any document to hand in that is really, really important, you will agree with me that computers are bad mind. Computers, they are bad mind. They don't like you. In some cases, they want to see you fail. And because they're so bad mind, what they tend to do is that when your work is due, that is the time they stop working. When you are supposed to submit that SBA, when you are supposed to submit that journal, the computer just have a virus, and you're like, hey, why you never choose to have a virus from September, yeah? This work's supposed to go in tomorrow. So because now you know that computers have bad mind, you every time you do a little work on your SBA, send it to your email. You are going to have 1,000 of these work in your email, but just say save copy number 1, save copy number 2, save copy number 3, save copy number 4, and send it to your email. When you send it to your email, also send it to your thumb drive or your external storage and to the cloud. Put it all over the place where you can find it. Because if I am marking your SBA, it makes no sense you come to me and tell me an answer story. Because I know a lot of them. I even know a story where a cow jumped over the moon, and when he fell, nothing happened to him. Yeah, I know that story. So don't come and tell me any story. Don't go and tell your teachers any story. And of course, CXC will not accept any story. You will have to pay some whole lot of money to open back the CXC portal to upload your late thing. And guess what? You will be crying, and Mr. Wilson will be crying with you too. But because I have to cry with you, but because I can't help you. So let's just look at some of the things that we're supposed to have in the SBA. So it said must have a cover page, include, and on that cover page, you should have your candidate number, you should have the name of subject and date of submission. What date did you submit your SBA? It is nice that it will be done electronically because any day you send it, the email will tell you the day when it was sent. Don't be that little tricky child that will send a mail to the teacher that has nothing in it. And then you say, oh, it was a mistake. Don't do that. Be honest. All right? I see somebody laughing there. You know. You are one of those students that sending a file to the teacher. And when the teacher open it, yes, Miss, I meet the deadline. You are still working on the exam. And you trick the teacher, telling the teacher, oh, sorry, I sent the wrong file. Don't do that to Mr. Wilson. I know those tricks. So that's the cover page. The next thing we need to talk about after the cover page, you are going to have your table of content. Yes, I'm going to be doing a video on this. Then you are going to have your introduction. And under that, you will have your background or overview of the current health problem. Remember, you're looking at a health or environmental problem for your SBA. And could you be a nice guy? Go to mommy. All right, sorry about that. All right, so we're looking at the new human and social biology syllabus that is effective for the exam May, June. All the students who are in grade 11 now will be doing that exam. All the students in grade 11 now will be doing that exam if you're doing human and social biology. So another thing you're going to have under the introduction there, you are going to have the statement of the problem. What was the problem that you intended to solve? The statement there. And you need to have the research objective. What you need to find out. I'll be giving you examples of some of these. All right. The method of data collection. What you need to do from now is just go to Google and find out ways in which data is collected. Type in method of data collection. So all these headings for the lab, make sure you go to Google each heading and find out what is required of you under each heading so you can ace the lab. Another thing you are going to be asked to capture in this report, you are supposed to capture presentation of data. Go to Google and find out what it means. Don't just do some any little foolish. All right? Another thing you need to do is to write a conclusion. You can't write a conclusion without an aim. You must have had some plan to do something. What's the conclusion? All right? And that conclusion is your final position. All right? Your final position, which is based on your observation, which would have been informed here by your research objective. The other thing you need to have is some recommendation. If you did so much reading and literature review and look at so much articles and all of these stuff, then you must have had some information. Now, how many persons know about the dead white man clause? Last year, I took you on a lot of virtual field trip. We talk about gates of hell. We spoke about Love Canal. We spoke about Minimata disease. We talk about the gray skies of 1952. We spoke about so many man-made and natural disasters. Some of these will help you in your lab. Now, I didn't take you on the field trip to look at dead white man clothes, but type that into YouTube. That's a documentary that you can watch that show you, or that will show you the major problem that there is with fabric. Remember that fabric garment is one of our major pollutants on earth. So you really want to look at dead white man clothes. Make sure you look at that video, that field trip. I have a lot of these in my head. Remember, I teach NV. Another thing you need to have, the recommendation, then you have to now venture into reflection. All right? And then you are going to have your bibliography and the appendix with those fancy pictures showing us that, yes, you went out to do the beach cleanup. Yes, you were looking at recycling in your community. Yes, you were looking at the consumption on at your school. What does that mean at grade 7? What does that mean at grade 8? How are they consuming differently? I did a research like that at my school, and I don't want to tell you what I found in the garbage bin. Yes, when we want to know what crime you are committing, we search your garbage because you are of the opinion that nobody goes there. So we went into the garbage bin at grade 7 and we have a good idea what is happening at grade 7. We also went into the garbage bins at grade 11. We shake them out and get gloves and look at what's happening at grade 11. So when there is no teacher at grade 11, we know what is happening at grade 11 because we search the garbage bin. So anybody who want to carry any drinks that is more than a drinks and wrap it up and throw it in the garbage bin, my environmental science team is going to find out and we are going to present the report that this is happening. Anybody want to go around a little corner around there, somebody do a little something that they should not do, and we check the garbage bin and find out, we are going to do the investigation. So that is what I like about human and social biology. I said to my department, I think that human and social biology is the CXC version for CAPE environmental science. That is what I think. They are somewhat similar. All right? Cape Environmental Science, Human and Social Biology. Of course, in Cape Environmental Science, we're not looking at the human body. But as to the environmental aspect and the research, it's somewhat similar. All right, let me see what's happening here before we go. Sir, like you see me here. All right. No, sir. All right, so SBA coming out for HSB. Oh, we know. That's why we are here. Students are selecting. All right. HSB is probably one of the most popular subjects for CXC. And why it is the most popular subject? Because nobody wants to do SBA. So students still go ahead and they selected HSB this year, not knowing that, yes, I will have to do the SBA. So yes, there's a SBA. All the CXC subject, I think, except Spanish, I was told, would have a SBA now. Sir, should I begin studying now for CXC? No, you should have started from last year. You should have started from last year. How do you start studying now for CXC? I'll give you my tips. I'll give you my tips. So when Usain Bolt was going to the Olympic, he didn't just go and read a book about track and field. He went on the field and he did some time. So your Olympic will be the CXC. So your track will be the past papers. Your track will be the past papers. So don't just go and just read some book now and you can't apply what you read. You are going to get some past papers and you are going to be reading and answering those past papers until you can answer them by yourself. Please be reminded to like, share. I want you to also subscribe and click that notification bell. So when I come out of the room, I'm looking to see 50 persons subscribing this evening. If I did well this evening, I'm expecting to see 50 persons, 50 new subscribers. All right, let me see what's happening here. I am in grade 10. Should I start studying for CXC? Let me put back that question at you. Usain Bolt is the fastest man in the world. But if I were supposed to be 10 meters away from the finish line, and Usain Bolt is 100 meters away, you think him could beat me in that race? Just think about it. So if you start studying now, do you think that you'll be more prepared than the student who starts studying a month before the exam? Remember, we have to matriculate beyond this level of studying to pass the exam. We need to study to a level that we are functional. What we find happening is that some persons just do some past papers, get to university, and when they get to university, they just can't cope. So study. Start studying now. Start doing those past papers. Start clocking that #1 student for science, whether it be HSB, bio, whatever. Start studying now that you are going on the podium. You are getting all those certificates. You are getting all those trophies. You are the person for science. You are the person the grade 7 students are coming to. You are the students that your classmates are coming to. And you are doing the right thing. All right? Sir. Okay, thank you. Great. So those are some things that I wanted to share with you this evening. Please be reminded to click that like button before you leave. Please be reminded to send the video to somebody, share it. And please be reminded to comment. Tell me which animation you want us to do next. I want to see that in the comments. Tell me which animation you'd love for us to do next. I want you to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. When you click that notification and when you subscribe, what YouTube will do, they will send the video to more persons, and that in turn will cause us to make more videos. For biology, start studying for all your subjects, not just biology or HSB. And please be reminded, for those persons who need assistance, as in a teacher or a class to go outside of YouTube, you can join us on our Teachable platform. To do so, we ask that you send us a video at extremesolutionsja@gmail.com. The video that we did today, it has all the platforms on which you can find us. Go there and look at it. If you're not following us yet on TikTok, go to TikTok and follow us at CSEC Biology TCP. We are doing very short video there, spicy and nice, with some amount of humor. All right, great. No, sir. You said what? You said what video you should. Oh, no, no, no. I want you to do it in the comments. The comments is below. Okay, so let me just do my short YouTube course before I leave. For those persons who are new on YouTube, there are a lot of persons who think that YouTube is just a what spice video. No, it is a platform that we use to teach. To find my videos on YouTube, there is an icon just below this video here. If you are watching, it's to the left of your video. It's blue and white. So it's blue with white writing that says CSEC Biology TCP. If you click on that icon, it will take you to the back end of my channel and you will have access to my 300 plus videos plus playlists. In order to like this video, what you need to do is to look center below the video you are watching now and you'll see a thumbs up. Just click on the thumbs up. My co-host. Just click on the thumbs up. In order to leave a comment, go below this video and you will see comment. Click there and you can type what video you want me to make. Don't just say make a video on bio or HSV. We're talking about a topic or something that you are having problem with. Some topic you had problem with when you were doing biology in lower school, or if you are in upper school, something that is giving you a problem, we could look at making a video for that. Third, is it too late to study for CSEC? To study for CSEC? CSEC is 2 years time, you know. So it can't be too late. I have students who start studying for the exam 6 weeks before the exam. Yeah, did well because they followed the recommendation. But I suggest that you start knowing this thing. Please, I need answers, sir. What answer? Sir, is it too late to study for a CSEC? I am in grade 10. You are in grade 10 and you'll be doing the exam in grade 11. So no, it's not too late. No, sir, I had 6 months. Oh, you had 6 months. Well, Atisha, I have students, I have at least, I have students who are doing sciences at university. I can speak to one person. She took 6 weeks. Having seen her, gave her my recommendation, directed her as to what I expected her to do. She did the exam, she got a 2. She's third year now. What do you call it? Pharmacist? Yes, she's third year. All right. And I have Atisha who decided that she would have given up and she stayed on, and I think she would have done well. All you need to do is to follow her or come over the paid version. All right. So we are at the end of our time for today. We would have done 1 hour and 3 minutes. I would have brought you pretty closer to the reality of the human and social biology examination. We are going to be putting out some more videos, as it were, for get you ready for the exam. We are going to be doing some real video of environmental issues or things that are associated with disease. And of course, we're going to be posting those to help you. I am going to leave you with a very provocative question. I'm going to leave you with a provocative question. Do you have a vid on tips for studying? Yes, we have videos on tips for studying. All you need to do is to click that button that says CSEC Biology TCP and go to playlist and look for study tips. Yes, we have videos there. All right. So I'm going to leave you with a very provocative question. Really, really provocative. And what makes it provocative? Because somebody said in our class on Wednesday from Guyana that they are having some issues. I want you to go on your various countries, various islands, statin website, the website that carries the information about statistical information in your country. In Jamaica, it is statin. And I want you to find out the death rate for the last 5 years. So how many persons died in the country for this year? How many persons died that year? How many persons died that year? And I want you to compare it and tell me if more persons died last year than the year before, that sort of a thing. Why am I doing this for you? I'm getting you ready for the HSB research that no longer will you take what persons would have said as facts. You are going to be looking at factual information that is collected by reputable source. So what we want to find out is the death rate increasing as a result of COVID, or is it that the death rate is pretty much the same? Now, you could also go to Whirlometer. It's a long time. I haven't even, it's been a while since I've told a kid to go to Whirlometer. You could go to Whirlometer on Google and look at the world death rate. You could look at various records on Whirlometer. So it's Whirlometer, Whirlometer. Whirlometer, go to Whirlometer and look at the death rate and see what is happening. So you can, of course, say with great confidence whether or not death rates would have increased as a result of COVID. Do we really have more persons dying in the hospitals? Or is it the same number dying, but these persons have COVID? I don't know. I don't know. What is it, Otisha? Yes, I checked the website in Jamaica for statin, and there was no information for the COVID period. I don't know why. I don't know why. So I'm not being devil's advocate here. I am training young learners, and I don't want my learners to be gullible. So I'm asking you, find out in your country who hold these records. In Jamaica, it is statin. And you want to find out the death rate in your country, on your little piece of island, wherever you are, on our little piece of island, like I said, it is statin. We want to find out if death rate has increased since COVID. That's going to be it for me this evening. I'll read your comments as to what video I'm supposed to make. And I'm looking for those emails over there on Extreme Solutions for the persons who want to be a part of a paid platform. My very last words. We are not going to be having as many sessions on YouTube as we did last year. We are not going to be removing the videos on YouTube. So persons will still have the assistance on YouTube. But of course, we are going to be having more time on our paid teachable platform. We're always going to be here, and we're going to tell you which day of the week we are always going to be here, which day of the week you can log on. So no need to worry. We're still going to be here. We're still going to be having our marathon for CSEC exam when the time comes. No need to worry. And I said in my last video, yes, we have a copy of the exams. We have copies of the exams you did, and we are going to be making them available in short order. Good evening, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.